She is an 8-year-old girl and her name has been in the media space as the youngest professional photographer in Nigeria and perhaps Africa. But not many people know that Moyinoluwa Ariyike Oluwaseun is from a dynasty of photographers. Ola Awakan takes a look at how photography evolved in the lineage and chain from the first of 4 to 4 generations.
As I scrolled through a post on my friend's Instagram handle, "Catch them when they are young. Could you believe this little damsel took this beautiful photograph?" caught my attention. That was the beginning of my search for the youngest professional photographer in Nigeria and perhaps in Africa, Ariyike photography. Professional photography is a craft best known with adults. Given the technicality and complexity in handling the camera, it may be difficult to think that an 8-year-old would professionally be engaged in the business of making memories.
Do you guys not love it?
Locating Olasheni Street in Egbeda area of Lagos, where she lives with her family, was a bit adventurous. We eventually caught up with her. Moyinoluwa Ariyike Oluwaseun started appreciating photography when she was 5 years old.
Sometimes people push me away, and the good times that sometimes I don't go between them. I pass a shortcut to go there, so I can take the picture below the camera. That's gonna be easy for me and them.
She does not only take good pictures, she also understands the basic parts of a camera. Ariyike believes in having fun while taking photographs. She does this in the company of her 6-year-old sister, Morunfolu Ajiyike Oluwaseun, who can also handle the camera professionally.
Photography means taking pictures and having fun. I started by seeing my sister doing it. Then I wanted to follow my sister's steps because I knew she needed my help.
It is a dynasty of photographers. Ajiyike is also passionate about the art as she combines it with an interest in fashion and hairdo.
I will make their hair, I will sew their clothes, my mom gave them the Ankara. My sister will take the pictures and my dad will edit it.
To be further convinced, I requested that they both take pictures of me. It was just to quench my doubts. I was impressed with the output from the snapshots. At the beginning of the 21st century, there were not too many photographers in Nigeria. Given the eventual proliferation of photographers as a result of advanced technology in the last few years, the profession has experienced a drastic improvement, with practitioners showcasing their dexterities. Ariyike and Ajiyike at this event show the reception and reactions they get while taking pictures. The frenzy in photography on both sisters emanated from their father, who left banking for the picture business. Oluwaseun Adetifa actually pulled his wife along.
Photography for us is more of a bloodline thing. It's more of a family thing. Like the whole of the extended family, that's the only thing we know how to do. My mom's uncle, who happens to stand like a grandfather for me growing up, is a photographer. And practically my mom took it off from him, and I take it off from my mom. My kids take it off from me. Hopefully their kids also take it off from them.
I learned it on my own from a program organized by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Women Poverty Alleviation Program, where you come to learn so many things. So I chose photography. And not really because, then it's because I was idle, there's nothing to do. After I resigned from my job, to just take care of my children and all that. So while waiting, so let me just learn something. So I opted for photography.
When I asked if Ariyike has ever been distracted from her academics, the father's response showed that her grades dropped when photography was forcefully taken away from her.
The more we try to say, don't do photography, don't carry camera, we don't see you with the camera, you know, send her away when we're with the camera and all that, the more academics started dropping.
Don't read your book.
The more academics started dropping.
Don't read your books, you don't concentrate, no photography. And I think that word alone helped her.
Ariyike's first camera was given to her by her grandmother. She showed me the camera and explained how she cherished it despite the fact that it was not working.
My sister, I try and pretend is real to me.
My mom gave Ariyike her first camera, those Polaroid kind of that you have to look from up. Then she started playing around with it as well. Anytime she comes back from school, that's the next thing she carries, play around. That became practically a toy. And I think at that point we realized, I mean, this is unstoppable.
Moyioluwa Ariyike Oluwaseun, at age 8, is already a professional photographer in Nigeria and perhaps the youngest in Africa. It is observed that photography runs in the family. When I discovered that the grandmother was not the first generation, I got more inquisitive and decided to take a step further. We drove to Osun State to meet with the woman who inspired Ariyike's father. She also stopped him from discouraging Ariyike's passion for photography.
I'm here in Ilesha, Osun State, to see the grandmother of Ariyike, who will explain to us how photography has been a part of the family from one generation to another.
Oyeyemi Adetifa is the second generation of photographers in the dynasty. She was glad to receive us.
The photograph came from Benson Colonel. He's my master and he's my brother. I started that photograph from that man, and I finished my tenure 3 years. That Ariyike father, she learning it from my brother, and that my brother, she learned the photography from me.
Mrs. Adetifa had many apprentices who learned photography from her many years ago. The business was so lucrative. What she earned was enough to send her children through school.
I buy one roll film. By that time, we are still using roll film, Kodak Tura film, rolling one. I buy one, 300 naira. I put it inside the camera. I gave her the camera. Go and using it. Just the, if you see ordinary stick, she will try to take it. If you see anything, she try to snap it.
The connectivity between her and Ariyike, her granddaughter, has been so strong. She practically took the pictures at Ariyike's naming ceremony.
I'm using this one to take Ariyike naming ceremony.
Wow. What is her impression of the new generation of photographers?
Time I start my own is real photo. But this one, if you put that one inside your cupboard or inside your leather, she will spoil. But this one, if you put it on the table, it will spoil. But now is a new type. That is why everybody likes it.
If she is the second generation in the dynasty, who then is the first? Another journey to Ekiti State. This is the palace of the Owa of Iludun Ekiti. Records have it that Oba Kayode Akinola had the first photography color laboratory many years ago in Osun State. Ariyike's grandmother learnt photography from him.
I started as an apprentice at Kano, 62 Sabongeri Road, Kano. I learned from Otto & Sons for 2 years. This was 1951 to 52.
As a traditional ruler in Ekiti State, he reveals what photography, being his first passion, was at his time and what it is today.
I was the second person throughout the country to process color film and paper. As at that time, we used to take the color film here, sent abroad, then we process it within 15 days, then we collect it back from abroad.
If you're not okay with the camera flash, you may use this flash. But it's going to be nice if you use this flash. It's going to make your picture more nice. Initially, I didn't believe that this small girl could take photographs. You see the style she was using with, the camera is a little bit, advanced than the one we were using before.
I observed there has not been any avenue for the first and fourth generations of this photography dynasty to meet. Oba Kayode Akinola, being the first, may have left the business many years ago due to the call to serve the people of Owa of Iludu Ekiti. But the dynasty which he started is no doubt flourishing. There is every indication that the chain may not stop with Ariyike being the fourth generation whose name rings a bell across the country and perhaps in Africa as its youngest professional photographer. Ola Awakan, TVC News, Lagos.